Might you send out Mr. Ratchet so we can talk?
Send him where? The street? He's a dipsomaniac.
I can barely hear myself, let alone you.
Gin and dining with Duke Humphrey have ruined his health. In this mood, only stimulants settle him.
I was considering a sharp rap on the head with a poker.
Bring in the sea. Bring in this. I love his song. I love his song. As the singing in the salvation bed on the corner. 15 men on the Desmond chair. Yeah.
In lieu of conversation, may I look around your premises?
On what grounds?
You surely realize that you are a suspect in the formula's disappearance.
I had the opportunity, and my political convictions supply the motive. That's simple-minded and insulting.
You wouldn't commit a crime to support your beliefs?
Rob my employer and traffic in government secrets? Never. I'm no man's dupe, and no country's either. Search if you must. I'm sure you'd threaten my job or incarceration if I denied you. Don't skunk about.
Is there no other way to calm Mr. Ratchet?
Typical of your lot. Sweep the unfortunate under the rug, pretend they don't exist.
Do you have some coffee or strong tea, madam?
Now you want refreshments? I keep no luxuries here, Mr. Holmes. The proletariat has few enough of the necessities.
I have important questions to put to you. There are some curious items here.
Bring in the sea. Bring in this. I love his song. I love his song. As the singing in the salvation bed on the corner. 15 men on the Desmond chair. Yeah.
Your pa's in a rare state, comrade. Not violent, is he?
Like a lamb, except when he's drinking, which is mostly.
He needs sobering. Victuals and a hot drink would help.
You a physic in your spare time?
I saw some Hare's Head's coffee on the shelves. If you have the real thing, I'd like a £1/4. Your pa needs a caffeine.
None of my affair. That'll cost you £half-crown. Don't dally, you ain't moving in, and don't roil my pa.
You were difficult to find, Mrs. Ratchet. Is that by design?
I'm at Speaker's Corner every Sunday, sir. You might drag yourself out from whatever bourgeois trough you wallow in and receive the truth from Mr. Ingalls.
Would you share any suspicions you harbour concerning the disappearance of the formula?
I'll cast no aspersions.
Those responsible for the theft tried to kill my brother. I will not rest until I find and punish those who are responsible.
In your desire for revenge, would you do violence to the innocent?
The entirely innocent are as rare as a painless amputation, Mrs. Ratchet. Remember that.
They're as common as the entirely guilty, Mr. Holmes. You might remember that.
That painting is by Thomas Pratt, isn't it?
What makes you say so?
I know Pratt's style. I know his colours. How did you come by it?
He gave it to me. There's nothing wrong with that.
Perhaps. What is your relation to him?
Very kind man, our Mr. Pratt. Always very kind.
Do you have any idea who would want to harm my brother?
I can't imagine. I'm sorry for his pain and for your grief.
Thank you. This wax is a part of the seal from the stolen formula. How did you come by it?
I picked it up to save the ministry carpet. I'll add it to my tallow for candles.
Lose that story, Mrs. Ratchet. It won't wash. You have placed yourself at grave risk, not only from the authorities.
What you mean?
I mean that Pratt was murdered for his part in the theft. I mean that as the formula has likely been in this room, you may be in danger. Do not trifle with me. What have you done with it?
I found it behind the clerk's desk and returned it to the ministry reading room. It's there now.
Stop, Mrs. Ratchet. A lie to protect Pratt will serve neither of you now. Tell me what you know of Pratt, Mrs. Ratchet.
He was orphaned young and raised by relations. He seemed an unhappy man, friendless, uncomfortable in his work. And his bohemian habits didn't help. Tired all the time. But from his first day at the ministry, he was kind to me. Always kind.
And you repaid the kindness, I think. You returned the formula for him.
Yes. After the document was discovered missing, he came back here, sick from worry. Terrible agitated he was. Said it got into his briefcase by accident.
You believed him, then?
Others would have been quick to condemn him, because he's a bit different. But he's been very kind to us. Little remembrances and such. He begged me to return it, so I did. Makes no difference now, I suppose. But he promised he would tell Mr. Holmes eventually. And I told Mr. Pratt that I would have to if he didn't.
I believe you, Mrs. Ratchet. I only wish you had confided in me earlier. Do you have any idea how Pratt spent his leisure time? With whom he spent it?
No. He was a solitary lad. We talked frequently. He never mentioned friends.
Are you familiar with a place called the Weary Punt?
I should hope not.
I recognize the greengrocer in the photograph. Is the other boy his brother?
Yes, that's David. He's currently living at government expense. He and Sydney are very like, as brothers often are.
Did you attend the Second International?
I had the honour of representing our group in Paris. It is not an actionable offence. The inevitable laws of history predict the triumph of the working class